Hi there, this is Llyn Hunter, Llynhunter. I'm a storyboard artist for animation. I just got off of Animaniacs for Warner Brothers and a CGI children preschool show that I can't tell you about because they haven't actually announced it yet. And also I do illustration for fantasy collectible card games like Warlord, 7th Sea, Legend of the Five Rings, what we're doing today is we're going to do a thumbnail for this year's Christmas card. Now what I'm using is, this is one of my sketchbooks. I have tons of sketchbooks. This particular sketchbook, I usually give my sketchbook a title, just for the heck of it. No other reason than I like giving my books a title. I've always been in love with sketchbooks ever since I saw my mom had a sketchbook from her college days. And I wanted a hardback sketchbook just like that. And I lived in Waterford, Michigan, and then moved to Mesa, Arizona. And so both the communities I lived in didn't have a lot of art supply stores, nor did they have anything where I could get anything that was like a real honest-to-God sketchbook. But nowadays you can get them online, and this particular sketchbook is, you can get it at royalbrush.com. I'll put the link down in my description. They're not paying me or anything. I just happen to like their sketchbooks. I like, this is their Royal and Langnickel, Langnickel. Very strange name, personally. It's one of those British things. And they make this book, and they also have what's called Aquabee, or Bee, their bee paper products. Oh my Lord, they make some really good paper. This book I actually got on sale at Ross of all places. And I thought, okay, it really feels like crappy paper because the paper is very soft and it has tooth to it. And I thought, well, it was inexpensive, and I thought, I'll give it a try. And like everything at Ross, they're end of the line stuff. So it's like, this particular book cost me, I think, $3. But I can't get them that cheap anymore. Now that I've fallen in love with the book, they're currently $9.49 on the website. So if you want to get a book like this one is 5.5 by 8 inches. And I like this size, and I like the next size up too, that is basically your 8.5 by 11 size. And you can tell when I'm flipping through this now, so you can see I do a little bit of everything in my sketchbook. It's a place for me to play and try out things. I'll use ballpoint pen. This stuff here is ballpoint pen. I will use, this is ballpoint pen, this is pencil. And I work a lot on faces and humans, and I'll put little comments. It's like I haven't done a lot of anime type stuff. Even though I work in animation, I do a lot of stuff for CGI. I do a lot of stuff for Disney and Warner Brothers. So a lot of the times it's more round and circular stuff. These were people that I was on a Zoom meeting, so I did quick portraits of people while we're in the Zoom meeting, playing with different styles, playing with hair, playing with eyes. These were done by, going online. Online is the greatest source for photographs. When I was growing up, you couldn't find, nudes or semi-nudes, dancers' bodies. Look for dancers on the internet are some of the best people to draw because they have great muscled bodies and they do really interesting poses. And I've been, I'll go online and find just about anything and do drawings. And here's what it's like. Here's a really bad drawing. The head's way too small and the body's really big. So the thing is that your sketchbooks are designed to be places where you can do whatever you want. You don't have to worry about somebody commenting on them. I used a nice big brush-like pen, so I was trying to get more shapes, getting the form down real fast. Posing, always working on posing. This was something that another artist had online talking about how this particular shape, it's almost like a diamond shape with the front of the chest and this line, like it's the old Disney kind of beanbag, but with structure for the core of the body, and how once you set up the core, you can get your form in better. So it's like I'm always trying to learn something as well. Just because you've been drawing for many, many years doesn't mean that you don't have an opportunity to learn something new. This was, I took a morning and I just drew baboons and just played with baboons. This is playing with composition. And I'm going to do a video just on composition, or a series of videos on composition, because composition, again, is one of those things that you can never get enough of and never learn enough of. So it's like I will take you through some steps for learning composition, and I'm going to be, reinforcing my knowledge of composition too. But anyways, I just wanted to flip through some of the pages. I've spent a morning just. It says 15 minutes of dancing with octopi. Just a lot of times it's like here I did a drawing in, this is in ballpoint pen, of I saw a model online that I thought she had a neat pose and neat clothing, and then I just did something, did a little bit of character design on the next page for the heck of it. And I'm always working on heads and faces. You can never do enough faces, you can never do enough hands. And again, a lot of this is just posing. I've got a couple of books on action poses, and I pulled out that one morning and did that. So a lot of the times this is warm-up. And see here's a really bad drawing. Here's a really bad drawing. These are not the best drawings in the world. And that's the thing. Your sketchbooks are for doing whatever you want to in them. And don't worry if anybody ever looks at them. That's a self-portrait. Yes, I look like that. Playing with various fairy type people, pigs, page pigs, and that's what it's all for. And this is just a little note to myself, story to myself about how I have a tendency to buy lots of sketchbooks. I will pick them up and do all kinds of work in them, and then I'll pick up another sketchbook and I'll do work in that, and then this sketchbook won't see anything for 6 months, and I'll find it in my work and going, oh, I haven't finished that one, and I'll pull it out again, just because I have this obsession with trying new sketchbooks. So, I mean, here's playing with cartoon dogs, here playing with noses. A dog nose is very specific, so I wanted to do all different directions of dog noses and play with dog noses. Just a pose, playing with cartoon drawing again. And I just wanted to go through this one. Okay, I went really detailed. I did a blue pencil underdrawing, and I just went off on it just because that particular day I felt like doing detail. And that's what a sketchbook is for. I was doing a couple of, this is some of the last stuff I was doing. These are a couple of goblins. I wanted to play with goblins some more. I was looking at some other work of other artists doing goblins, and that enticed me. But anyways, we're going to take 2 new pages here, and what we're doing today is we're going to do what are called thumbnails. And I'm going to leave this page blank, but I'll go ahead with this one, just so I can get my hands in here. A thumbnail is called a thumbnail because usually it's about the size of your thumb. There's your thumb, okay? And it's it's like I've got small hands, so it's like, it's not quite my thumbnail. But a lot of times you're going to do approximately, I'm going to be doing this in a horizontal rectangle. If you were going to do a vertical rectangle, draw a vertical rectangle. Oh, let me stop for real fast and show you the equipment I'm using currently. This is a Pigma Micron 05 pen. And it's what I like about the microns is that they've got archival ink, so it's almost like it's kind of like the replacement for what used to be known as rapidograph pens. You can still get rapidograph pens. They again do a particular line width, and they have India ink in them. This micron pens, technically, this is pigmented ink, so that when it dries, it's supposed to last a long time without fading in sunlight. So it's technically a felt tip, but it doesn't have quite the feeling of a felt tip. And it's nice for doing quick sketching. But anyways, if I were doing a horizontal format, I'd set up my page that way. What we're doing today with the The holiday card that I'm going to be doing, I want to have a little boy. He's going to be playing a drum. He's going to be playing a marching drum. And there is going to be a 3-headed dragon in the picture. A-G-A-D-E-D, very good, dragon. And I'm going to do this in a medieval theme. So basically my subject matter is going to be, what you want to do is, since I'm doing these 3 things, you want to keep everything kind of small and not very detailed. So if the little boy, I will do something like this. You know, just indicate, okay, they've got a head, you're going to have torso, going to have legs, there's his arms, and he's going to have like a pie plate type hat. He's going to be Renaissance period, so you know I don't know what the official name is for them, and I'm going to give him with big bulbous sleeves, and so he's going to be somewhat that kind of shape, and you can tell it's just a scribble, right? Okay, the drum he's going to be using is going to be about half his size. It's going to be a marching drum, so it's going to be something like this, and about that size compared to him. And the dragon, I'm trying to think. I want a 3-headed dragon, and he's going to have wings and legs, but he's going to be his arms. His wings are going to be his arms, so he's going to be a wyvern type dragon. Wyvern type dragons have 2 legs and a tail. There's a tail. Head. So you can tell I'm doing kind of, this is mass. It's filling that mass. So it's like there's going to be a head there and a head there. So it's like these are the elements for my composition. And I'm not going to worry about the background. The background's going to be kind of an open abstract background. So these are the 3 things that are going to be in my composition. So what you want to do is, okay, the composition is going to be horizontal. So I'm thinking I'm going to do, I'll just do several of these across the page. Yeah. And you can tell I'm doing everything really, really sketchy. I just want to keep this nice and loose. I'm just giving myself a designated area. Okay? And again, notice, not much bigger than my thumb. Okay. Then the main thing is, for something like this, is you want to kind of get an idea in your head where things are going to be. Let's do 9 of them for the heck of it. Honestly, I probably won't need more than 3. I work as a storyboard artist for animation. I have to usually come up with composition for a panel instantaneously. I don't have time to change my idea, change the format of what I want to do. I have to come up really fast to think about what I'm doing. But in this case, because we're doing thumbnails, and because I'm showing you how to do thumbnails, we want to come up with 9 ideas. That's the goal. Okay, it's like, because we're doing 9 ideas and they're very small, we don't have to worry about spending a lot of time. So I'm thinking the first one, I'm thinking I want to have him as the center of tension, and I'm going to have maybe a drumstick up, and he's beating it here, and that's the drum. He's going to have leg up, kind of a joyful in the middle of things, and have the dragon's heads coming down here looking what he's doing. So they're just going to be the dragon's heads and not the body, and the body will be in the back here maybe. And since I want to show the wing, I'll throw the wings down here. So they're going to have a head here. And he's going to have horns. This dragon, I want him to have horns. So that's what those were. And then what I'll do is I'll just kind of shade that in to give myself an idea. And that's one idea right there. Okay, and this is kind of confined. I'm not sure that I like that. Let's try making the boy a little bit smaller. Have him looking up at the dragon. So have him kind of like this way, the drum there, and the dragon here, arched over. And again, I'll throw the wings. The wings will be more like background. And actually, what I can do is have him flying. Let's put the body up in the air and have the circle around. And the dragon, we're playing with the size of the dragon right now. I'm not sure how big the dragon is. I just want him to have 3 heads. That's the important thing. And he's going to have wings. And the mass of the body's here. And the tail's there. That's kind of cool. So the thing is what I'm doing is that here he's still the center of attention. This one, he's more in the center. And again, the dragon's heads are pointing down at him. So we have this kind of the circular feeling where it'd be going, your eye would circle around like this. And kind of, I'm thinking if you had a swoopy wing in there, that would be a nice way to block off the heads and add some interest to the composition. But this one, again, we'd have the heads coming down and looking at him there. And again, when you've got 3 things, you might want to have them say in a row, but you might want to move that head up a little bit and that one down a little bit. But right now we're playing with, what are we going to use the space with? And the thing is that, okay, that looks confined. Maybe I would want to extend that space out. And I'm thinking, kind of, so changing where that space might be on that one. Okay, what if we think about where the dragon is first? When I say we want to fill the entire space up with the dragon, let's say his wings are going to be out here. So we're going to have a bit bigger dragon, and then having 3 heads. Actually, I think we'd put one up there, one down here, and maybe the tail back there, and put the drummer boy here. And make him a little bit smaller. And I could probably, play around with the background a little bit so that you have, here's the heads, the wings up here, head, body, maybe the legs in here, and the tail coming up here, like something like that, so that he's taking up this part of the space. And I might throw, some fog or something like that in the background here, and the boy would be down there small. Okay, let's try from the other direction. Let's see here. So I'm gonna have the boy, and the thing is too, I'm thinking he might be holding it with one hand and one arm up. So, and then the drum would be here, and he's dancing. And have one head coming in from this direction and one head here and one head here. So they're all kind of looking at him curiously. And get the body in there and a foot there. And then again, what I'd probably do if I'm going to do the dragons this big, I'd bring in the wing down here so that you know that the dragon's got wings, so that the wing would be part of the background. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Okay, and let's maybe have him leading the dragon away so that he's heading off in this direction with the drum. And the dragon's heads. And so that there's the neck. And they're kind of following him in, like he's leading a band or something. So he's like the leader of the band, and they're following after him. And the other thing is that I could, let's say if we wanted to do, let's see something where we got the whole dragon in the place. So we got, let's do a wing. And say the body's here. And the tail's out here. And it's got its legs tucked in. So he's got his wings up here. And a head, and a head, and a head. And then the little drummer boy's down here. So we might have something big like that, and then maybe put clouds like in the background here. The little boy and his drum there. And then we go down this one. And let's see here. Why don't we have the dragon with his wings somewhat fold up, and his 3 heads, and his legs, and maybe the tail wrapping around this way. So we got arm 1, 2, 3. So we got, and you can tell while I'm doing this, I'm not. You can tell how very loose. I'm just giving kind of like, these are wings. Really? Yeah. Those are heads. Yeah. Because those are the horns, and that's the beak. And this is the body. This is the mass. And there's a tail here. And have the boy here with his drum dancing away. One hand on the rim of the drum, and one arm up and dancing. And maybe crop it right there. Or down here a little bit. And then, let's see here, what else can we do? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4 that way. So let's do one more that way, and then one more the other direction. Okay, let's see here. What else could we do? Oh, I know. What's always fun is you take the whole thing and you wrap them backwards. So here's the tail, and he's flying backwards, and maybe he's got his feet tucked up, and the boy is on one of his legs, and he's playing his drum on a tucked up leg, so he's like a dog on his back rolled over, and the 3 heads are just enamored with him. So he's kind of like puppy dog, happy, and put the wings like up here. So their heads are all, that's like the necks, and the kid's up here playing his drum on top of their tucked in legs. And again, what's going to be really nice I'm thinking with this composition, I definitely want to crop in, so you're not seeing parts of the dragon, because I want him to be relatively big to the boy. So it's like, what do I want, where you just have heads like this, or we could go out farther. Okay, let's do one more where we're going this way. Okay, so if I had, let's see here, the wings. Get the wings up here. And the body and the legs. Their legs are tucked up underneath them. And the neck's coming around. So they're going this way. And then one. How do we... It's like I want to keep it maybe coming... Because I like, you want to keep a flow going. You can tell with all of mine, I'm keeping this kind of a loopy kind of flow going. So everything, a lot of my compositions has a tendency to do this. It will circle in and circle out. It'll make your eye do this sort of thing. And when you do thumbnails like this, you can tell there's a bit of a flow to them. Okay. And there, so I'm thinking the two heads here and then one head back this way. So that wouldn't be a head. And then the little boy here drumming. And cropping that way. Now with all of these, I think, again, because the boy is the center of tension, I want to probably make him relatively large in the scene. I think he's too large here because we don't get to see enough of the dragons. This is, you know, if I pull out a little bit and I make him a little bit smaller and the dragons a little bigger, this composition isn't bad. I kind of like this one too. These two are running along the same kind of flow. It's like this almost C-type shape. And I like if the thing is that the drummer boy would be pretty small. He'd actually be down in this size with the dragon up here. But I kind of like that with him facing the dragons rather than going away from the dragons. This one's kind of the same as this one, except flopped. I'm liking what's going on here. I like the idea of maybe the tail. You know, here's the wing, and then maybe bringing a tail in here so that we have the, you know, the whole body doing this sort of thing. That's kind of cool. I like the flow of this. With him marching away and them all flying. And if I took the wing maybe and I put it out there, that's got a kind of a nice flow to it. So it's like they could almost be following him. It's like the three heads here and the wing, and he's going away. That kind of has a nice feel to it. I kind of like that. This is nice, but it's like, again, he's going to be really, really, really small in this. And I don't, I'm trying to do this as a portrait too. When I get to it, I'm using a friend of mine's son's face for the little boy. So, you know, I don't want to get too small because I want it to be recognizable. This one's really cute too, but I think I want it more active with the puppy look. This is not a bad idea. That's the thing. It's like they're all very close to I think I keep on coming back to this, where we've got the boy and most of the dragon and its wings, and maybe just cropped off at the top. Because this, again, it's going to be about a 4x6 greeting card. I really like that. Again, it's like, the boy is going to be the attention, so I got to figure out which one of these. I'm leaning kind of between this one and actually this one, and this one's kind of, these two are very similar to that too, but I'm not sure yet. But again, this is what the whole point of this particular exercise today was, just to show you what I do with the sketchbook. These are thumbnails. The next thing I'll probably be doing is showing you what I've decided on a composition and what the roof looks like. Thank you very much for stopping by. Again, my name is Llyn Hunter. I would really appreciate it if you like the video, and please subscribe and stop by. And I'm trying to put up something every week to help you improve on your art, to inspire you. You inspire me, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fact that I want you to see what I do. So again, thank you much for stopping by, and these are thumbnails. Bye-bye.